We are officially in February, the first week of February, and also happy Black History Month. And as your favorite Black financial advisor, there are only 2% of all financial advisors are Black. Yeah, that is a thing. But in either case, what are the best stocks for February? I've got a list right here, and if you are in our members only, then you know the rigorous process in which I choose these stocks. We did a whole, background process of me actually choosing stocks and looking crazy on camera. In either case, I'm going to go straight down through the list, and this one's more difficult than usual because the stock market is in a very strange place. But I'm going to jump right into it and start off with Monster Energy. This is, I think, the second month in a row that Monster Energy has been on this list, which is a good thing. I like to choose stocks that are consistent. If you are a consistent performer, that means you're making us some money. Monster Energy has been up 37% in the last 6 months and up 66% over the last year. That is consistency, especially in a market like this. We have had some ups and downs. There have been some wild announcements that have tanked the stock market at times, and everything in between. Moving on to the next one, this video will be short, and I'm going to tell you exactly why here in a second, is Applied Materials. Now that is a tech company. The stock symbol there is AMAT. They're up 82% in the last 6 months and up 82% in the last year. I can't pretend to tell you the exact math of how that is possible to have the exact same gain at the time that I'm doing this video in the last 6 months and the last year, but that's what Yahoo Finance said. But the stock has been solid. This is not the first time that I brought it up here and there, but they are at near the top of the stock market because my bar is high for these companies. Again, AMAT, Applied Materials, is the ticker symbol for this company. Now, going back to Monster, MNST is the stock symbol there. And then one of my companies that comes up on these lists every now and then, some call these, I'll call this company a defensive company. If I did, I would put that in air quotes, and that is Ulta Beauty. Ulta is up 31% in the last 6 months and up 16% over the last year. I did not know that Ulta Beauty was up 61% in the last year. That snuck up on me. The reason why people say that Ulta Beauty can fall into the defensive category is because if you feel like the stock market is falling completely apart, or if you feel like the economy is going into the tank, some people do, some people don't. It's up in the air, I guess. Some people say that, or for those who do say that, the reason why Ulta Beauty can fall into that category is because those sometimes, or makeup rather, can be one of those categories where people consistently buy. Just like a Kellogg cereal, people consistently buy. Medication, people consistently buy. Ulta Beauty, people consistently buy makeup products. Toothpaste is not the same category, but people consistently buy those types of things. And if you go back and look at the history of this channel, or if you go back and look at the history of Ulta Beauty in situations where inflation is high or when the economy is shaky, people do gravitate to this particular stock. It is interesting. I mean, as someone who does not wear makeup, I think it's weird in my mind. But when I look at the chart and I look at the money that is made, I'm with it. All right, so keep an eye out on Ulta Beauty. Speaking of keeping an eye out, if you are someone who feels like, hey, I'm taking all the right steps, but I still feel I'm behind, there's something that's missing, I am a financial planner that is for you. I can help you to build clarity, confidence, and momentum by building a financial plan that is tailored towards you. You can schedule a call with me at Going to Building Bread by goingtobuildingbread.com/call-Kev. All right, moving on. Our next stock here is Nucor. Now, this is a stock I feel like we brought up maybe 2 or 3 years ago. It has done quite well at different spots of the year, or really different spots the last 5 years or so. It is up right now 30% in the last 6 months, up 40% over the last year. You want to pay a lot more attention to. Now, this next company is one that I feel like I've talked about on and off every 2 months or so. I'm not sure how many people be listening to your boy, but I do know and can confirm that some of y'all do be listening to me. Some of y'all that be in the comments do be listening to your boy. I know some people be listening to NRG. I've talked to some of these people. I'm not talking in the comments. I'm talking about face to face and on the screen. People be scheduling calls and we do be talking. They be like, hey, I heard you when you said invest in, NRG or whatever. They be listening. Now, Fox has been a stock that I have talked about multiple times. I have even invested in Fox myself. Fox right now is up 28% in the last 6 months and up 34% over last year. Fox, I'm trying to do this from memory, and I'll put up a whole chart here because it'll be more accurate than what I'm doing from memory right now. Also, we brought up Fox for at least 2 years, maybe even 2.5 years now, and Fox has done very, very well, and they are trying to go through some transitions between the kids and the old man owner of the company, but it's been a very solid stock, been at the top 10% or so of the S&P 500. So if you have it, it might not be too late. Do your research, take a look at it. This is not the first time I have sprinkled Fox out there. I don't know how many people have heard me on that one. Then we have a new entry on the list, and that is ADI. The stock symbol here is ADI, and that is Analog Devices. They are in the semiconductor industry, and I feel like there's so many semiconductor stocks. Yes, we all know NVIDIA. Some of us know Applied Materials that we've talked about before. And then a lot of us know Micron. Micron stock symbol is MU. But then you get some that pop up that do well that you're like, oh, well, look at that. Well, today is the time to look at that because they're up 42% in the last 6 months and up 49% in the last year. Now, for context, in 2025, the stock market was only up 15. So we're giving you stocks here today that have been up 66, 82, 61, 40, 34, and 49 over the last year. Now, none of that is going to guarantee that these stocks are going to give you the exact same returns the rest of 2026. No. However, studies have shown that in the last 6 months and the last year, that those stocks who do beat those benchmarks of the stock market tend to also beat the benchmark, which means outperform the stock market over the next preceding 6 months and the next year. Now, again, we'll see if that's going to be the case. If the stock market is negative this year and it goes down by 10% and you only make 2%, you still beat the stock market. So there's that. Now, none of this means that because these stocks did well last year or in the last 6 months that you are going to make 30, 40, 50, or 60% in 2026. However, I do think that these are very good solid stocks to add to your portfolio now, provided that you continue to do your research and see if they fit in your portfolio. But to do that, you gotta know exactly how to research. You gotta know how to research, do your due diligence. So exactly how to do that. I have my entire research process, and you want to check out exactly how to do that. That video is right here.